see my computer screen, this kind of stuff, and see the radio's, display. The point being here is that, for example, when I would record and play back your signal, it's done as a result of the fact that this is a software-defined radio. The radio itself is the Apache Labs AN7000 DLE. It's a pretty boring little radio. It's got one control on the front panel. That's a push button for the power. So it's not much to see there. So basically, it's coupled to a computer then with an Ethernet connection, and the computer then does all the heavy lifting and the display and the variations of what you can do and things like that. Mike, over.
Yeah, very good, very good. I got that pulled up right now, and I'm going to spend some time this afternoon reading through that. Looks very interesting how you have that SDR hooked up, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, a Raspberry Pi on the back of that. Is that correct?
No, that's, if you're looking at the K0JTA page, that's another actual little unit. It's the RS918. And if you follow the links, that'll take you further into it. But no, that's a standalone little SDR. That's they'll do actually 20 plus watts on some of the bands, but I always set them up so that they're put out 10 watts at high power. So you got 10, 5, 2, 1, and 0.5 watts of power. No, it's a standalone little pocket-sized SDR, and with that, all you need is a DC power. Actually, it comes with a DC power source because it comes with a battery. At any rate, so you just need that and the supplied microphone and an antenna, and you're on the air. So it's the complete radio right there. There's no Raspberry Pi. I did just send for a Raspberry Pi. Looks, I got another experiment in mind, Mike. W5MWL. This is K0JTA. Go ahead, Mike. Over.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Very good. I'll have to do some reading into that. That looks like a pretty slick little rig. So I'll have to look into that. You've got lots of good information on your K0Z page. So yeah, very good, very good. Well, I'll let you go now. I got lunch waiting on me, but I'm glad that we were able to have a good conversation and great signal down here in Tulsa. This is Whiskey 5, Mike Whiskey Lima, signing off with K0JTA 73.
Okay, real good. Well, nice to meet you. And once again, your TS430 is a nice little radio. This other one here that's on that web page, I have it up there because it's probably, I don't even know, 10 or 20% of the size of your 430S, and takes a lot less power and this kind of stuff too. Even to transmit, it takes well under 2 amps to make it play in receive mode. I'm not sure what it is, something like, I'm gonna guess 50-60 milliamps. Anyway, so doesn't take much power. Good for portable use, or it's good actually for the home use. I have one up in my living room, and so with that I use that mostly on 75 and 20 meters, sometimes on 17. But pretty nifty little radios. It does better than one would think, you make a long story short. So at any rate, 7-3, nice to meet you. W5MWL, enjoy your dinner. K0JTA. Nothing heard. Okay, here's K0JTA in southeastern Minnesota. CQ, this is K0 Juliet Tango Alpha, over.
Kilo India 6 uniform, Mike.
KI6UM, good afternoon. No, there's somebody else in there that's really, really weak. I'm not picking them up. I wonder if you're able to hear that station. KI6UM, you're not wildly strong here either. That station I was just speaking with, his name was Mike, and he was in Wausau, Oklahoma. I'm not sure what part of this state of Oklahoma, but he's running a TS430S. It's about 80 or 90 watts, I think he said. KI6UM, K0JTA, good morning. Good morning to me, I guess. Oh, yeah, it's good afternoon from my vantage point, but it's good morning to you. So I guess, yeah, I made a mistake, but it actually had fit. How about that? Go ahead, Lou. K0JTA, over.
K0JTA in the software-defined radio group, KI6UM. Good afternoon and good morning, Mike. You're not very strong here. However, I'm listening to you on the web SDR Utah, and you're very good there. Very good copy indeed. Anyway, so things are about the same here. You know, the 8000 and I'm running about 500 watts, and the same. No, nothing has changed here. So back to you, Mike. K0JTA, KI6UM.
Okay, real good, K6UM. This is K0JTA. Okay, I'm running the web SDR, and I do have a setting here as far as the OBS program that I use to get the video and audio up into the YouTube system. Got one of the preset screen capture areas, you might say, so that it would accommodate and view web SDR if I had it up. But the thing is, with web SDR, I don't, never have pursued it, but I'm not able to hear the audio here on my little HP Mini. It's an HP, I think 8200 or something like that. So, but I could see the signals. If I go to my I got an i5 iMac here. If I go to that, then of course I can hear the audio, but it's just a matter of selecting the audio and things like that. And of course for the audio for the OBS that goes to YouTube, that now is just picked up by a simple microphone that's plugged into the front of the computer here. It's actually a web camera that's got a microphone built into it, so it's really quite crude. So you can see my expertise and skills being demonstrated there, and as a result of that extensive set of skills that of course aren't there, I haven't been able to achieve being able to hear web SDR on my computer here. So I don't know, there's just way too many possibilities and settings, I guess. Little KS6UM. Oh, by the way, you're not wildly strong here either. I'm able to hear you, but it's not very darn good. That's another reason I guess it would be really good for me to be able to get the audio into this particular computer. I could, like I said, run the audio into another computer, and then it's just fine. But it would just be nice to have it right here on this computer. Then if I would run the WebSDR website on a web browser, I'd be able to show that, and then also people could hear that audio then too, and it would be, I could maybe adjust the levels then just by adjusting the volume control on the OpenHP SDR that I'm running here. So, yeah. At any rate, K6UM, K0JTA, over.
K0JTA in the software-defined radio group, KI6UM. Okay, Mike, very good. I have a better copy on Utah WebSDR than I have direct. Conditions are not that great as far as direct radio to radio, but I copy you there, but I copy you better on Utah WebSDR. All right, very good. Well, I'll let you go, and it's approaching that magic hour here. So we'll see if we can gather a few more people who want to participate on our discussion here, Mike. So back to you, K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Okay, real good, real good. And yeah, it's your signal actually came up quite a lot there. I didn't actually look at the S meter, but before your signal was just right down there, kind of, close into the noise. Still able to understand you, but now your signal is just head and shoulders above the noise level. Just getting the Northern Utah WebSDR server set up, and actually what I should do is get that thing bookmarked and get it into the area here for the, let's see, I have to choose the site here, bookmarks toolbar. I'm going to put that under what? Maybe under ham, yeah. Ham radio, that'd be a good spot. At any rate, let's see, scroll down, and then you can see the thing there, so, oh, it's on 40, yeah, it's on 40 meters right now. But at any rate, yeah, this would be something now. In your case, you have the skills and abilities, and you also have TeamViewer, and I'm not sure if you're using AnyDesk or what, ANYDESK. I actually like AnyDesk as far as that goes. It seems like it's smoother operating. It's a much smaller program. It's got less overhead. So for different reasons like that, I've just really been enjoying using AnyDesk. It's nice to have remote accessing to my different computer projects or devices and things like that. It's platform independent, so I can use my cell phone, Android cell phone, or I can use an iPhone. Like I said, my wife's got an iPhone. These on various computers, be they Mac or Windows. Kind of nice. KS6UM, K0JTA, over.
Okay, Mike, I put a little pause in there. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any desk. I'll look into it. But as far as the web SDR, I'm using a little laptop here and a set of headphones, and that's about it. The rest is pretty straightforward, and it's working very well for you, for your signal here, better than over the air. Okay, very good. Let's see. As far as the remote, I use remote hams, and that works pretty good too. Of course, here in the shack, I don't need it per se, but when somebody else wants to come in from anywhere over the internet, can access my radio. All right, back to you, and it's approximate magic hour there. You may want to put a call out and gather a few more people there, Mike. K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Yep, we're there now, so yeah, it's time. And I got, what do you call it, web SDR up, and I see my signal there. I can't hear it, of course, but I did not see your signal at all there, so it's rather interesting. So, yeah, just different things, but like I say, your signal is coming in nicely here. Okay, I'll go ahead and get this thing underway just in case there's somebody that might be out there. Once again, I have not been advertising this thing in the past. I used to, and I don't know, just the band conditions have been so terrible that it just really kind of took the reasoning for advertising for something that was not going to be happening due to band conditions. At any rate, this is the software-defined radio, software-defined group. It has to do with software-defined radios. But if you have an interest, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. There's no prerequisites, no membership, no nothing. So we'll take on any comer, you might say. Now, my name is Mike, and I'm located in southeastern Minnesota. I'm running a software-defined radio here made by Apache Labs. It's the Hanon 7000 DLE, and I got that set for about 50% power, and it's running into a little ALS 600 amplifier, which is giving me about 400 watts of output power, 400 watts peak, that is. And my antenna is a 75-meter loop antenna. If you'd like to be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, look me up on KRZ.com, and the call once again is Kilo 0 Juliet Tango Alpha K0JTA or K0 Japan Tokyo America. Once you're there, look at the red link at the top of the page, click on that. That will take you eventually to YouTube. Once you're there, then look in the upper left-hand corner. There's a bunch of icons that all look the same. One of them will have Live Now under it. Click on that icon, and that'll take you to YouTube. When then you'll be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, see what I see and hear what I hear, and watch your signal, listen to your signal, things like that. It's a crude lash up, but it does work to some degree. Okay, I do have KI6UM. Is there anybody else who would like to join with the software-defined radio group? This is K0JTA standing by, over.
November 4, kilowatt 7, sugar, whiskey, sugar. Good morning, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, got a November 4 station. I got a sugar, whiskey, sugar. SWS, please stand by. The November 4 station, give me your call sign. I'll be right back to you then, over.
Okay, yes, it's November 4, Quebec, November Tango,
Okay, November 4, Quebec, November Tango. Okay, very good. The second station I got here, and I think I missed one more. The sugar, whiskey, sugar, I think I got coming yet. Give me your call sign, please, over.
Yes, it's kilowatt 7, sugar, whiskey, sugar. My name is Steve, and I'm located in Montana.
Steve in Montana, K7, sugar, whiskey, sugar. Okay, very good. Let's see. N-T-E-N-E. Okay. Get your call in here. I got a certain format here. I put your location in parentheses. I circle the name and things like that. So at a glance, it makes my ability to find this key information a little bit easier. Okay, I have K4N, November 4 KNT, K7 SWS, and I missed one more. Who was that other station that I missed? Come ahead now, over.
Whiskey, Bravo 6, Juliet, Foxtrot Hotel, go ahead.
B6JFH, Mr. David, by golly, good afternoon, nice to hear you. Okay, I'll get right back to then. Okay, the top of my list is November 4, Kilo November Tango. Good afternoon, my name is Mike, I'm in southeastern Minnesota, over.
Okay, very good afternoon to you, Mike. My name is Art, Alpha Radio, Kilo. November Kilo, about 100 miles north of Charlotte in Winston-Salem. And a nice signal, you're coming in anywhere from 5758, and I figure we check in here. I just came across the signal here on the PIN adapter. We're on the Apache Labs Anon 7000 Mark II. We're doing maybe about 600-700 watts on the peaks out to an off-center fed antenna. Back to you, Mike, from N4QMT.
Excellent, yeah, 7000 Mark II, okay. Alright, real good. I know they got the Mark II, and then they got the one, I don't know if yours has the built-in, what do you call it, built-in computer or not. You have the possibility, of course, I think with your lash-up, even if you did not have it, you could buy your own NUC or NUC computer and put that in yourself, which is really quite nifty. So, real good. So let's see, doggone it, there was something else I was thinking about there. Yeah, which one are you running then as far as your 7000? You mentioned your power level 2, I did not write that down, so that's gone to my memory here, because I'm almost multitasking, so I'm watching my own stuff here, and trying to take some notes, and listen to to you, and not doing a good job, obviously. Sorry about that, Art. N4KNT and the SDR group, this is K0JTA. Go ahead there, Art, over.
For the non-PC model, I prefer, I build my own PCs, gaming style PCs, so I prefer my outboard computer to operate the radio, and no problem, probably saved, probably saved a little bit anyway, but I know the other series with the i5 and the i7, so I just wanted to go with the non-PC model. Again, we're doing about 800 watts on the peaks, and I don't hear too many stations, but maybe the band will shift around, but I hear you quite fine. You're a solid 5.7 in the North Carolina, over.
Okay, real good, real good. Yeah, I didn't actually look at your S meter, but I should have actually taken a recording there maybe, but okay, and 800 watts, by the way. I am running a program called OBS, which stands for something, I don't know what it is, but OBS is the initials for this particular application. And with that application, then I can show my computer screen various selections. I can look at just the power SDR and things like that. I'm running a 7000 DLE here, by the way, running about 35 watts, something like that, into a little ALS 600 amplifier, which is giving me 400 watts of peak power. Antenna is a 75 meter loop antenna at about 35 feet. So yeah, got almost a similar kind of a situation, except that yours is certainly a lot newer, and it's got some different variable functions and this kind of stuff too. So very, very, very cool. Yeah, I've looked at that radio, and I guess my needs just would not quite fit it. Although, in the case of that, if what you have there, barefoot, it'll run 200 watts, which is pretty darn impressive, to the point that, my differential by running 400 watts here through the amplifier, it kind of takes the joy out of that. That's, probably only a half an S unit difference, so really quite interesting. Yeah, I had forgotten, I hadn't actually looked into the variable variations, you might say, as far as your 8000 Mark II with the different processors. I know that it's got the NUC based computer, and I guess logic would say that yes, you could get the i5 or the i7. I know that there are some computers coming out now with the i9, which is kind of interesting. So yes, in your case, you could go ahead and make what you want, and the computers themselves aren't terribly expensive, so you could afford just to swap those in and out as the needs demand, and of course your demands aren't terribly high there with that particular lash up, so kind of interesting. November 4, KNT and the SDR group, this is K0JTA. I'll pass it to you one more time, then Art. So, but yeah, congratulations on your 8000 Apache Labs are over.
Okay, very good, Mike. Yep, no
QRZ page, and it really shows the huge improvements in the case and that large aluminum heat sink. So the duty cycle heat dissipation is way greater, and that was the big reason for the case change in the 7000 series, mostly the heat sink improvement. So, all right, I appreciate you taking my call, Mike, and just to touch up, just in case you have me correct, November 4, Quebec, November Tango Queen, Nancy, Tokyo, and I actually checked into your YouTube, and I put that in there too as a note. So if anybody wants to see the new 7000, I have it opened up and nice photos on the QRZ page. All right, pick up some more. I'll listen in. Very interesting from N4QNT Art in North Carolina.
Okay, real good. Well, excellent. And once again, I've got my little shortcuts here, and I put a squared rectangle around the radio, and I've done that. I got yours marked down. Here's a 7000 Mark II, non-PC. Matter of fact, it says right there. But right on the line above it there, KI6UM has got an 8000. Well, I just wasn't following my logic or the thing properly here, so that's the way that worked out. At any rate, so that's the way it goes. At any rate, yep, sounds really good, and things like that. Okay, and thank you for putting any information out on the oh, I can't think of it here, on the page here for the streaming. Facebook stream. Where in the heck is it here? No, I guess I'll look myself up, and QRZ.com is going to be the easiest. Click on that, it'll take me to a web page, and anyway, so it's underway. So, but yeah, good. I'm glad that you got that marked on the what do you call it, on the OBS presentation that goes to YouTube. Then, thanks, Art, and nice to have you aboard. And I have your call once again corrected now. Is November 4, Quebec, November Tango. Okay, real good. I hope that's closer to being correct. And good signal from north of Charlotte, by the way. Next one, this is K7 Sierra Whiskey Sierra. Steve, go ahead, over.
Yeah, Mike, thanks for picking me up. Kilo 7, Sugar Whiskey Sugar. I'm in Hamilton, Montana, which is right on the Idaho-Montana border, about 40 miles south of Missoula. It's been working here for a little while, but I do have a little bit of interest in SDR radios, although I don't have one at the present time. This is a FTDX 3000 that I'm using, and running that into an ACOM 1000. It's about 700 watts right now. I guess I can peak it up a little more, but I don't think it's necessary. Mike, you've been running a solid 5.7 inch this morning, and but band conditions just been horrendous here the last couple of weeks. It's the first time I've actually heard anybody that I thought it might be able to work. Back to you, K7FWS.
Okay, real good, Steve. And I'm listening to myself. I'm watching on the YouTube thing here myself, but I have to mute that. Where's my mute button? There we go. Okay, otherwise it'll be too confusing for me here. Steve, you mentioned your radio, and I'm sorry, I was sitting there goofing with another computer, so I'd be able to hear what's going on and things like that. What is your radio, Steve? Over.
FTDX 3000.
I sure hope it's an emergency if you're saying break.
Okay, got some extra comments here. Got a W1 station, and good comment on that. Okay, and your FTDX 3000. Let's see. Let's just pick up the station. If it is a break station with emergency traffic, the Whiskey 1, I think it was. Here is K0JTA standing by. Over. I'm sorry, I'm not able to copy. Is there a relay for that station, the Whiskey 1 station? I think it is. Over.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Mike, I'll pick him up real quick.
India Charlie. KC1, Lima, India Charlie.
Yeah, KC1, Lima, India Charlie. Operator, but when you come in on an ongoing QSO and throw out your call and ask for a break, generally that means it could be an emergency.
I was just trying to get in between the two calls in there. I didn't mean to be impolite. As you guessed, I've been doing this for about 2 weeks.
Okay. No, certainly understand. Congratulations on the upgrade, but just for future reference, maybe come in and say contact or just throw your call standing by. But usually break means it's an emergency. Just wanted to let you know. No problem. There is a control operator on frequency. It's an ongoing net. So if he can hear you, maybe if you want to check in. So I'll stand by for a moment. 7-3, just for future reference from N4QNT.
Roger, I didn't notice an incoming net. I didn't hear that. So why don't I just move to a different frequency and let you guys see what you're doing? And 72.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Happy Memorial Day. Go ahead, Mike. That just relayed for you. No problem. Pick it up. N4QNT listening.
Okay, real good. I did pick up this station, so yeah, congratulations to KC1LTLIC, I think it is. You're coming here relatively well. I'm in southeastern Minnesota. I'll play back just a short snip. Here's how you're sounding in Minnesota. So not terribly strong here, but I was able to hear you. So yeah, good afternoon then, and thanks for joining in. And yeah, the break and this kind of stuff, that's it's part of this learning thing. And if you've only been on a short time, well, it's just it's an easy mistake, and not really a mistake, but it's just one of those little things where it's just the assumed protocol or something like that, you might say. So yeah, it takes time. I've been at this stuff since the early 1960s, and heck, I'm still learning, so don't feel bad. KC1, LIC or LTC, this is K0JTA. 7-3, then over.
Roger, KC1, LIC. Yeah, I got my technical about 3 weeks ago, and then a week later I got my general, so I'm just testing things out. Just put up a new wind antenna. I'm operating 100 watts in here. I'm in Connecticut. I just heard you quite a ways out there, so I just thought I'd give it a try. So did not mean to interrupt your net or what you guys are doing. You sound like a really nice guy. I appreciate it.
Heck, we're all nice, yeah. Just don't get us mad. So okay, on your 100 watts. Real good. Now, well, 7-3, and enjoy your time. And yeah, you're taking on a lot, and you're just gobbling information, just like drinking from the proverbial fire hose. So, yep, it's a lot to absorb. There's no doubt. All right, 7-3 then, and I'll get back to, let's see, I think it was K7SWS with the FTDX 3000. I didn't get back to you there, Steve. K7AM, Sierra, Whiskey, Sierra. This is K0JTA, Mike in southeastern Minnesota. By the way, to the KC1LIC, running 100 watts out there in Connecticut. Look me up in QRZ.com. The call once again is Kilo 0, Japan, Tokyo, America. K0, Japan, Tokyo, America, or Juliet Tango Alpha, to be more correct. At the top of that page, once you get to QRZ, at the top of the page, there's a red link. Click on that. That'll take you to YouTube. Once you're there, and you'll be able to see what I'm seeing on my computer screen here, which is my pretty much the radio, because my radio is it's an AN 7000 DLE, which is a software-defined radio, and it's pretty boring looking. It's got one control on the front panel. That's a push button for the power. So the computer basically is the radio in my interface and things like that. All right, back up to Steve. K7SWS. This is K0JTA. Did not acknowledge your FTDX 3000. Over.
QSL, Mike, very good. I couldn't copy that station in Connecticut. I knew he was there, but that was about the most I could say for that. But no, I have a couple of interests in particularly the Apache. I do UHF lease signal work. I belong to Pacific Northwest VHF Society, and I've been using a KX3 to drive my 900 and 1296 transverters, but it has some limitations, you know how that goes, although it's been a really fun radio. Probably the best money I've ever spent on radio, you know. It's easy to haul around, and we take it to the motorhome with us, and I enjoy it, so radio buying budget, QSL.
Okay, yep, well, I can see that. Well, your FTDX 3000 is a sizable investment, there's no doubt. And okay, on the KX3, I've had one of those. By the way, if you look me up on K0JTA.com and scroll down just a little bit, you'll see a little pocket size SDR radio that does remarkably well. I have, well, at any rate, you'll see the information there. There's a link then with that first picture. There's a link that takes you to the full information, but heck of a nifty little radio. So as far as portable operation, something that would match your KX3, and once again, I've had a KX3, I did sell it. I really do like this RS918 a lot better, there's no doubt. Heck of a nifty little radio that's got capabilities and performance basically that exceeds my expectations, and it just always is just flat amazing me. I've got a lot to learn on the thing, but that's okay. Oh, real good, Stephen. Okay, and the interesting, the Apache stuff. Let's see, Hamilton, Montana, I got written down here too. K7 SWS, unless you have something further, I'll go ahead and move on. But very nice to have you on board. Once again, look me up in KRZ.com. You'll be able to click on that link and then be able to see the visual presentation once you follow the instructions here. Just click on the link, that'll take you to YouTube. Once you're at YouTube, you'll see a bunch of icons that all look the same. Up the upper left-hand corner, you'll see one that says Live Now. Click on that, and that'll take you to the live feed. So that's about the deal there. 7-3 though, Steve, now if you have you aboard. K7 SWS, this is K0JTA, over.
QSL, Mike. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I don't have anything else other than appreciate you spending a little time with me, and I'll continue to listen. Kilowatt 7, Sugar Whiskey Sugar, 7-3.
Yep, 7-3. Yep, and congratulations on your FTDX 3000. Nice little radio. Mr. David, WB6GFH, you're next on the list, so good afternoon, and how you doing? Go ahead, David, over.
K0JTA group, WB6GFH. Oh, very good, Mike. You're found S7 and S8 today. Not quite as strong as last weekend. I am hearing slightly the stations of these codes. They're just above the noise. I can pick out words and stuff. Even low, I can hear him. So, nothing really new here. We had some thunderstorms last week, so I had to reconnect the antennas and get on the air today. So, and just trying to enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. Always having fun after the analysis. Actually, a little upset coming in today. Kind of recovered from that as well. As far as SDR, I'm waiting for, they say this is going to be a new rev of firmware coming out. It'll fix some of the problems that people are talking about. Software set itself too. So wait and see where we go from here. But so far as people, it's been working fine for me. I even got one of the Windows systems. I guess the timing was so much more better now was with the power SDR. Maybe just that. I've got another radio I can run hard up on. So, other than that, it's going to be cloudy. The weather is supposed to be off there tonight. It rained yesterday, it rained last night. Like it could rain anytime now. So, yeah, there was a possible thunderstorm today. So, if that occurs, I might disappear really quickly. K0JTA in the group. WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, your sounds real good. Sounds excellent on everything. I didn't look at your S meter here, but your signal looks. I mean, it sounds very, very good here. You're well above my noise floor and things like that, so doing just fine. Oh, by the way, as far as your Thetis running that sounds good. You've put a lot of effort into it, and you've had very good success, certainly much more than I've had. Matter of fact, I did try one last thing here, which was suggested to me, I think, by George W2GS. I have a Lenovo laptop here that's got an i5 processor, and I hooked that up directly to the radio This Lenovo's got a gigabit Ethernet port. I hooked that up directly to the radio, so not going through any switch or any other type of things related to the local area network, and did the firmware upgrade to protocol number 2. That went just fine, but then when I go to run the Thetis, it's version 2.6.7 that I have on that particular one, it would not see the radio. I tried restarting the radio, restarting the computer, unplugging things, letting it set for a couple minutes, and plug things back in and this kind of stuff. It just would not see it. I tried that 4 times total using this little i5 laptop computer hooked directly to the Apache Labs Anon 7000 DLE, and my software just will not see the darn thing. Now, the firmware I was using, I'm not sure what version that was. It was the latest that was available at that particular time, and that was last Sunday, I think I was doing this, and so it still would not see it. And the version of the Thetis was 2.6.7, which I think is the latest, but that was perhaps correct last Sunday, and I don't know if it absolutely was correct, but as I say, it was possibly correct. So anyway, just had no luck here, so I'm back to running a good old-fashioned Power SDR version 3.4.9, and it works. So I don't know what else I can say here. WP6JFH and the Software Defined Radio Group. This is K0JTA. Go ahead there, David, over.
K0JTA in the group. WB6JFH. I'm just kind of stumped as why you're always having all these problems and stuff. What should you use? Bootloader to load the firmware into the radio? And did you look at the IP address that the bootloader found? Maybe the Thetis has the wrong IP address, or the radio does. That's why it gets different. Another thought would be load down the protocol to the firmware. And then hook it back up to your network, and then see if the network can find the radio. So that'd be a couple of thoughts anyway. Well, at least you're up and running, so. And there's still this issue about that memory chip that you keep talking about. They say that the newer models are number 120 or newer, I guess, or something like that. Has a darn chip in it. It's an upgrade to the A model, the standard, whereas the older radios like I have the original chip in it. So I still kind of wonder if there's something going on there that developers just haven't figured out. I do see that there's firmware 2.0, which isn't working, according to Scott and others. That should fix some of these problems, like the distance problems that people are having, stuff like that. So maybe wait until 2.0 and try again. K0JTA in the group. WB6JFH.
Okay, I'm just going to look here. Bootloader version, running a bootloader if it says here version 2.0, but I think it was something that expanded that. Yeah, 2.0.44 is the HP SDR bootloader that I was running. As far as the IP address, yeah, it's showing me the computer IP address here of 35, and if I, test for bootloader, I'm just running it here right now, if reading MAC address, it's not seeing it. Oh, that's kind of interesting. This is interesting. I guess I'm surprised by what I'm seeing here. I'm reading the HP SDR bootloader, and I did the test for bootloader, and with that, then it would show me the MAC address at least. I'm not sure if it would show me the what do you call it? The actual IP address. Well, I can go ahead and click on IP here once and just see what that says. Okay, read IP. Click on that. Nothing there. Isn't that interesting? So I don't know. Of course, I'm in transmit mode here. Shouldn't be messing with this stuff when I'm in transmit mode, but right now it's not showing me anything. So if I got the bootloader running here, I click on the IP button at the upper left-hand corner, and IP address, of course, is blank, and I click on read IP address, and it's coming up blank. But once again, I'm in transmit mode here, and I'm doing more than I should, and things like that. Really, treating this thing awfully carelessly. WB6JFH in the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Go ahead there, David. Over.
K0JTA in the group. WB6JFH. Well, very good, Mike. Yeah. I'm in the transmit mode now. I'm in setting general and page. Well, you have the regular camera. I've got another name for that. I chose my IP address and my MAC number here. Tells what version of firmware I have, and then identifies the board, Ryan Mark II, stuff like that. So, I'm just curious if there's still a mismatch there. That's why I can't find the radio. Also, be advised that the Raspberry Pi controller, if you have software version 1, 2, 3, it won't recognize protocol 2 stuff. You know, I have that and I tried to load. I've got 1, 2, 3 on there and it won't recognize the 7000. But it will recognize the 9 stuff. And it does go look for protocol 2 and then protocol 1. So I assume there's some kind of bug there, stuff like that. So I hear and found the user group, the Pi SDR is getting in pure signal ready. So I'm waiting for that and try and download that and install it in the Pi and see if that fixes the problem between the Pi controller and the 7000. So anyway, kind of curious what's going on. But it might be you can't run bootloader and the SDR software at the same time. Maybe that's why you're not seeing. Anyway, I don't know. You know, I'm new to all this networking stuff. Still down at the bottom of the curve, working my way up, I guess. K0JTA in the group. WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, real good. WB6JFH and the software-defined radio group. This is K0JTA. Well, you know, after I unkeyed, I discovered my error here, and that is that I'd have to flip the switch on the bottom of my radio here from the run mode to the boot mode. At least that's what I got labeled. I'm not sure what the proper terminology is, but the switch is in the wrong spot. As a result, it's saying that, yeah, there's a jumper missing and this kind of stuff. So, yep, that's very correct. Well, at any rate, that's why I can't read the stuff. But I had before, and I don't recall now if it actually gave me an IP address. Quite possibly should have, but once again, it seemed like it was very successful when I would go to throw the switch to the boot position. I could see the radio. I could load the firmware into the radio, and it's reported back that it was successful and okay and happy and things like that. So I don't know. Well, at any rate, it's just one of those things, and that's why I couldn't read it, and that makes really good sense. And if I would throw that switch when I'm trying to run a net here, well, it's probably a poor time to be even considering that, so I'm not going to do it. Your business, you're talking about the Raspberry Pi there, when you're version 1, 2, 3, I don't know what that is. I guess that was that version of PISDR. I don't know, PISDR. I got my wrote in the notes trying to write down what you're talking about. So, but yeah, I'm not there yet. By the way, I did send for a Raspberry Pi which is a couple of days ago. So it's coming via an eBay seller. So by this time next week, I should have a Raspberry Pi, and I do have a display which right now is hooked up to a what's it called, the Asus Tinker board. So I'll just go ahead and put the Pi into that same little container and do that kind of thing just to get it running. I still have some SD card that has the original Raspberry Pi operating system, and so I'll have to look into that and see what is involved. As I think I had discovered some kind of a small program or a routine that's built into the Raspberry Pi to make copies of the SD card, which is very good. So I'll go ahead and make a copy of the SD card that actually will make the thing boot, and then do some experimentation. But as far as that Pi SDR, yep, I'm not there. If you get a chance to send me a link, by the way, for that software, that'd be really, really, really good. And then I can continue my experimentation. There was the, what's it called now? Well, maybe that's the same thing. The thing that actually built two of the things. I can't think of the darn name now, but you know what I'm talking about. Maybe that was the PIHPSDR. That's what it was. Yeah. John Melton was the guy that made the original design of the software and this kind of stuff. And so I wound up building one, and it had a hum problem. So I built up a new one with lots of different considerations. Still had the hum problem. Turns out the hum problem was due to the fact that it was missing a ground from the actual device to the AC mains. Once I would complete that, then the hum went away. But so that was with the PIHPSDR. So maybe that's the software you're talking about then, David. If that's the case, WB6JFH and the Software Defined Radio Group. This is K0JTA. Go ahead, David. Over.
K0JTA group, WB6JFH. I paused to see if there was any other text. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, ISDR. The software design. And is still working on, of course, I guess he's working on the console for radio. If I understand it right, console is a Linux type program. But I could be corrected on that. And anyway, now the ISDR, for time, I never upgraded to the interval. And but software 1.3 had a lot of issues like this. The tuning knob doesn't work. And you take the top knob, you can assign the knob to what function you want it to do. Turn that, and it keeps clicking the radio inside, the relays inside the radio. I don't know which relays it's clicking. You can just hear. But it does give you two receivers. You can't run them at the same time. It doesn't have the processor doesn't have enough horsepower for that. Maybe the fingerboard does, but the Pi doesn't. So anyway, so I downloaded. The download information you sent me a couple of years ago in an email. If you still have those emails, you have the path to the software from John, stuff like that. If not, then there's also in the assembly manual for the Pi controller that has nowhere to. So either way, you can get to the software, whatever software is loaded on it now. Try that out first, and then you can upgrade to the new stuff, especially when your signal comes out. And I guess you figured out how to do that. The Raspbian, right? So anyway, it should be there. If you're having difficulty finding that, let me know, and I'll send you the information I have. So yeah, that'd be nice. And then you have a backup controller for the radio in case your network collapses or stuff like that. Unfortunately, you can't download any of the firmware with the Pi controller because the bootloaders, I think, are all Windows. I don't know.
Frequency is in use. Thank you. K0JTA.
So anyway, well, that sounds good. Give you a backup for all the other accurate stuff. K0JTA group,
Okay, real good. WE6JFH and the Software Defined Radio Group. This is K0JTA, Mike in southeastern Minnesota. Take a quick standby. Anybody else would like to join in with the SDR group? This is K0JTA. Over. KF5 Whiskey Victor Tango, I think it is. Go ahead, give me your full call again. Over. Okay, KG5 Whiskey Victor Tango. You're not terribly strong, but welcome aboard. I'm in a conversation here with some other folks that are participants of the software-defined radio group and things like that. My name is Mike. I'm in southeastern Minnesota. KG5WVT. This is K0JTA. Go ahead, sir. Over.
Thank you. Could you give me a call again slowly? I'm very.
Okay, yep, no problem. The call is Kilo 0 Juliet Tango Alpha. Kilo 0 Japan Tokyo America. Over.
I got Kilo 0 Juliet Tango Alpha.
Yep, Kilo 0 Juliet Tango Alpha. Juliet Tango Alpha. Over.
Well, that's cool. How's my signal over here? You said it was weak.
Yeah, it's not terribly strong. If you give me another honk, you're coming up. Actually, I'll record and play back. Over.
I'm a new general. I'm just trying to put some contacts here and work it in over.
Okay, I missed what you said there, but it wasn't terribly strong. You were actually a little bit stronger before. I'll play back how you're coming in. Here it comes now. Okay, so you get the picture. You're not wildly strong, but it's workable. KG5WVT, K0JTA, over.
Just picking you up in and out, and then within the following week. I appreciate the contact. I'll listen in a little bit.
Okay, real good. And look me up on K0JTA.com, and at the top of the page, there's a link that'll take you to YouTube. Once you're there, as in the short instruction says, once you're there at YouTube, from that link, from the K0JTA.com link, you'll see that there's a bunch of icons. The one in the upper left-hand corner will say Live Now. Click on that. You'll be able to then see what I'm seeing and hear what I'm hearing on my radio here. And, just for the heck of it there. KG5WVT, 73 otherwise, K0JTA, over. Okay, nothing heard. Back to you then, David. WB6JFH. I went to my webpage there and scrolled down and I got looking at the information as far as my version 2 of the PIHPSDR. It is not PISDR, by the way. It's PIHPSDR is the program that's built up by John Melton, G0ORX and N6LYT. Anyway, what I have here is build is from 2017. It's version 1.1.1 beta. So you have 1.2.3. That's very interesting. I don't know if I'd have to look here and see if I have a direct link for that. If you wouldn't mind, if you would send me the link to the PIHPSDR version 1.2.3, apparently. You said 1.2.3. I'm assuming that it's PIHPSDR version 1.2.3. At any rate, what I'm looking at here is 1.1.1, and it says beta, of course, but it's pretty darn old, and of course it was dated 2017. Look at just one of the pages here that shows the settings of the GPIO portion of the PIHPSDR. GPIO, not what that stands for, but something input output. But it's so you get enable VFO and things like that. And I do recognize the fact you could look at a second frequency or second band or something like that too. That was really quite cool. But yeah, please do send me the PIHPSDR version 1.2.3. Send me the link to that. And yeah, I'd certainly like to be able to get that thing running. And I know that with the modifications that one can do to modify the text that represents that file, it was just really, really confusing. And I know that for a while I could not get something going. And it turns out that by looking at other examples, you had to precede some of these statements with the term sudo, S-U-D-O, Sierra Uniform Delta Oscar. Sudo, then a space, and then you go ahead and put the command in, and it would take and would work. So there's a lot of things there that are kind of assumed because these people that make the information or the software are very well skilled and very well familiar. Well, in my case, I'm just, I have no information, no past knowledge. Of course, it's due to my laziness that I'm not learning this stuff. But I just establish or I admit my position, which is pretty darn low. So, the basics have to be really addressed, and that's why, for example, on one of my things on the my web page here for the RS918 radio, I have some procedures, and I call them my grandma proof. So that you could give this to your grandma and she'd be able to read it. If she has the command of the English language, she'd be able to read it and accomplish the needed functions. So the basic things like, click on this with your mouse, that's just really terribly obvious, both with the words and with pictures. That's the kind of instructions that I really do appreciate, and it makes it so much simpler for a lot of people. Otherwise, cumulatively speaking, there's a lot of wasted time there. WB6JFH and the SDR group, this is K0JTA, over.
K0JTA in the group, WB6JFH. Very good, Mike. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. It's the PI ATS controller. And I still have the Raspberry Pi C3 in it. And so I'm still using that. So I did download the new latest stuff, latest software. But then I forgot how to install it. And you just reminded me about the pseudos and things like that. And I'm not a Linux person. So, and Raspberry and the software that runs, the operating system runs, is a Linux version. Raspberry is a Linux version of all the others, like Ubuntu, all that kind of stuff. And I never learned that. In fact, I'm not a software programmer. My career was in hardware. Basic oscillators, amplifiers, attenuators, filters, and stuff like that. So, if you want to talk about phase loss loop, I can have a good discussion on that kind of thing, but not software type stuff. Kind of reason why I went to SDR is to learn some of that stuff. Challenge myself again. So, I will, this afternoon, when I go online, I'll send you that information to your email address, and so you have it. Doing updates. There's stuff in the wings that will have pure signal working, so maybe wait until that comes out to update your software to that point. Which is what I'm doing, wait until that is out. Sounded like this being maybe a couple of months, like maybe middle of summer or maybe towards the end of summer that it would be released and stuff. So anyway, when it does that, I'll try all that and put up to 7,000 back up. See if I can get to work with that controlling. So anyway, lots of things to try. Always things in the works that also enhance your performance and stuff like that. What got me is talking about the console. The 7,000 or the Orion Mark II board can have 7 receivers running simultaneously. But what I didn't know was that because we have two ADC1 and ADC2, or 0 and 1, whatever it is, that you can have ADC2 using console having another 7 receivers running. And so, if you add that all up, you can have 14 receivers running at the same time. Holy mackerel. I can actually deal with 3. Have 14 of these things going. So, I guess it's, you suffer somewhere else and other kind of performances to do that, but it's possible. Each ADC can have 7 speeds. fun. And then that'll really scramble your brain, it'll scramble mine. I'm not a multitasker. So, wow. But I guess the thesis and Power SDR developers didn't want to go that far because of all the other features and stuff. So it's possible, but you can't do it with the Windows version of the SDR stuff, whether it's thesis or Power SDR type thing. So anyway, but man, there's all kinds of flexibility that I didn't even know existed. And I guess it says that you could hook a different antenna to the port that you use for diversity acceptance and receive on that on a whole different band or to the build a controller or a controller converter and listen to like 2 meter sideband. Something like that. The possibilities still seem to be endless. So anyway, have fun with that, and you let me know what version it has, and then let me know if it actually works with the, well, you don't have protocol 2, so never mind, it doesn't matter. Protocol 1 stuff seems to work fine. Even the 1, 2, 3 type software. So, you won't be able to do the experiment. Alrighty, so never mind. We'll turn it back to you. K0JTA, WB6GFH. Go ahead.
Okay, real good, real good. By the way, I'm looking around some of my settings here for the audio for the, what do you call it, my computer, my little HP Mini, I call it, because it is a small little HP. Gee, not a lot bigger as far as mass of my laptop here. Got a 14-inch laptop, of course, that's got everything built into it, all the ports and display and things like that, keyboard, trackpad. But anyways, I was just looking through there to see if I can figure out where the audio would be allowed to be presented and offered and heard by the little HP Mini computer, and I'm just coming up dead in the water because I'm just not able to figure out which one of my many choices and possibilities. There's one here called digital audio HDMI. That's pretty cool. Of course, I'm not using that. I'm using the HDMI for the LG monitor here. But yeah, I don't think I can tap into that. Well, maybe I can, but I think it's assuming that this audio for the HDMI then would be going to the HDMI monitor. And in my case, my LDG does not have any speakers that I know of. I could be incorrect on that, but I'm going to guess that that's not the case. But yeah, okay, and as far as the PySDR version 1.2.3, okay, so that is for sure, that's what you're running. You're running PySDR version 1.2.3 then. In my case, mine was 1.1.1. Is that correct, or?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I bypassed 1.1.1 to 1.1.2.3. Like I said, I downloaded the latest stuff a couple weeks ago. Just for the outdoor sound. So you want to include pseudo commands, things like that. I'm now remembering what I had to do. So possibly tomorrow I might set that up and see if I can get what's the latest update on that one. The latest version of the software. See if that will allow me to connect to the 7000. With the Protocol 2 stuff. Of course, I could go back to Protocol 1, Power, HBSDR, like you're running, and then the controller would work fine with that. Because I've already done that. So, anyway, so, exciting with that too, and see where you go with that. So, are you right now running your mini computer directly to the radio, not going through the network? Is that your setup now? Go ahead.
Okay, WB6GFH and the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Yeah, I'm running the little HP Mini here, the HP, I think is an 8200 or 8100, not real sure. I think it's an 8200. I'm running that to my Ethernet port is hooked to my one of my gigabit Ethernet switches, simple switches, not managed switch, whatever managed switches, I don't know, but that's apparently a kind of an important thing to avoid for this particular application or need. And then from that gigabit switch, I'm running directly to the Apache Labs Ethernet port on the front. And in all cases, all of the cables are Cat6 shielded cables and things like that. Does that answer your question? Over.
Yes, it does. I was just curious about that. Okay, so this is working for power SDR, 349, but it doesn't work for people. Or at least it doesn't appear to change. Just curious. No, I'm still direct connected. And once we get figure out this networking system and see that, like I was talking about the other day, that maybe allow me to run directly into the software through my hotspot, stuff like that. I may not have to go through routers, switches and stuff. That's my impression of what this stuff is supposed to do. What I found in the user group that says that it's, as they call it, it's still a work in process. So that tells me it doesn't work quite as well as it's going to or expected. So anyway, how are you? Just kind of curious, stuff like that. So, with you, with the power SDR 3.49, it's all working for you. There's still been a lot of comments in the group about it's very stable, all the functions work, things like that. So maybe you should just settle with that. Just go with that, knowing that there probably isn't going to be any update to that software in the near future or in the distant future. But it does work, so that's the issue. And that, like I said, that was my issue. Do I want to play with something iffy versus something very solid and stable? And I thought, well, let's probably play with the iffy stuff and see what I find and, to use the new features and stuff like that. So, and I have yet to use all the new features like the spotting feature. I haven't even turned that on. So I haven't did that. And then there's a window that allows you to see what's in the database. How it figures all the radio from all the setup screens and stuff like that. And you can see that, and if I understood this, you can actually make the changes there. You can edit that, and make the changes, and that would change your database. But bringing up the screen, set up general and whatever screen, and you can select it, make the changes, so, I haven't tried that yet either. And I'm not sure, this is my understanding, but maybe it's just to show you what it is, but you can't edit it there. You can edit it somewhere. You have to go back to the screen that has that setting and then make a change there. So I'm trying to do that stuff. And let's see. There's another function. Oh, yeah. The memory is different. From, the memory button that you have on the main console, right next to setup, just above the power button and the R2 button. It's different now. There's a lot more parameters you can set in that. And I understood that up here. They need to do that with some of the common frequencies I use all the time. So you can get to that without that. So anyway, still some features I haven't tried yet. So we'll get to that. Address and everything. K0JTA group, W6JTA, go ahead.
Okay, real good. Yeah, excellent on all. As far as getting back to my original thought there, as far as the Pi HP SDR, I am doing a search here now for Pi HP SDR 1.2.3. I'm not finding, I'm seeing references to people. Actually, one here at Apache Labs has got a sold item here on QRZ. He's running version 1.2.3. So I'm just not finding in that version here. So maybe eventually I will. But if you have a link for it, boy, I'd sure appreciate it. So that'd be just much better. Because like I said, I'm going my pictures here that I went to my QRZ page and scrolled down to where the Pi HPSDR was, and there's a link there. Click on that link. It brought me to a whole bunch more pictures and documentation. One of them was showing the configuration window, and it's very clear there's version 1.1.1. So, but if I can get 1.2.3, it's an obvious step up and things like that. So that'd be just something really worth going after. Still looking around here as far as the possibility of setting up my sound card here and this kind of stuff too, and I'm not finding any information there either. It's just too darn complicated. Oh, by the way, getting back to the Pi HPSDR, I did find version 1.0.7. I could download that, but that's not the 1.2.3 that you're experiencing. So very cool, very interesting, and very intriguing. So yeah, please do send that to me. Just a link is all I would need. So real good. All right, this is K0JTA, and my name is Mike, and this is the Software Defined Radio Group. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota. If you have an interest in software defined radios, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. If you want to just check in, that's okay. But if you'd like to be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, look me up in K0JTA. My call once again is K0JTA, or Kilo 0 Juliet Tango Alpha, Kilo 0 Japan Tokyo America, or Juliet Tango Alpha. Again, look me up in K0JTA. At the top of the page is a red link. Click on that. That'll take you to YouTube. Once you're there, then at the upper left hand portion of that page, you'll see an item. You'll see a bunch of items, but one of them will say Live Now. Click on the Live Now, and that'll take you to the video and audio feed, and you'll be able to see what's on my computer screen, which at this particular point is pretty messy, but I'm pursuing the possibility of looking at an audio source or feed from a web browser, and I'm not getting that. So anyway, it's just operator error on my end. But anyway, if I'm looking for anybody who would like to join in with the Software Defined Radio Group, I'll take a standby. This is K0JTA, over. Nothing heard. So let's see, anybody else have any comments here? Got KI6UM and a bunch of other folks on the side there too. If you'd like to make any comments, if you have some comments to make, please do come ahead. This is K0JTA standing by, over. Hearing nothing. So WB6JFH, go ahead, pick it up. This is K0JTA. Go ahead, David, over.
K0JTA. What's left of the group, WB6JFH. I guess we talked everybody off the air, I guess, or because it's a 3-day week and they're off doing other stuff. Hopefully the weather's better in there. It is up here at the moment. But every Memorial Day we usually get rain at least one of those days. All those people are going out camping, fishing, have to tent for that. It was supposed to be rain yesterday, and earlier today and tomorrow. But when I got up, the clouds were there. As I was waking up, pouring, the deck's all wet, the driveway's all wet, puddles. Gee whiz, you know. Maybe one of these years we might get a decent Memorial Day where we can go outside and enjoy the sun, have a picnic or something like that. So anyway, yeah, fine. Yeah, when I started out with 1.0.7 for the Pi controller, and then you sent me 1.1.1, I think it was. For some reason it wouldn't work for me. Computer, or the controller was freezed up. And so then it went back to 107. And that still worked, but it didn't have all the features. And then I found 1.2.3, which has 2.5 software. And after that, was fixed up. I don't know if I have to do or software, or did I download a software package
Okay, I guess I missed the gist of what you're passing on. You're talking about something on 17 meters there, and I guess it was the fellow using a particular radio, but I guess I didn't get the full picture. Your signal is dropping to me, David. WB6JFH, K0JTA, over.
Okay, Mike, yeah, your signal's dropping too. The guy was using a man in 100 or a just like you have. And he loves it. He doesn't plans on radio. Things like that. That's what I was trying to pass on. And you're right, your signal's dropping too. You get smaller and fast after, so maybe we're losing fast as we get to the afternoon hour training. K0JTA in the group, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, running an Anon 100, yep. I do remember that. That was a good solid old radio. So, okay, in his case then, I guess I'm still missing the gist of it. Was he trying to run Thetis, and was he having any success, or was he having my success, you might say, over?
No, he was running our SDR 3.4.9, same stuff you're running. And still running the old radio. The 100, it was a early model. I think you said you had a pre-production model because the front panel was a different color or something like that. And he used those too. And just posted what he worked for that. You know, all the software and the radio means all of the radio. So he's not planning on doing any kind of updating once the radio blows up or tries itself or something like that. Close the door. So, that was just a comment that he sounded really, really good. I really enjoyed the radio. So, anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. And, like I said, you're getting weaker to me, so today is changing. Just getting close to 9, but other than that, it takes over the frequency, so maybe we can just think about ending it for the day and talk again next weekend. K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, real good. WB6JFH, K0JTA. Yeah, that 100, that was a good workhorse radio, there's no doubt about it. It didn't, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of any deficiencies between that and the Apache Labs 7000 DLE that I'm running at this particular point. So yeah, it was a good radio, there's no doubt. I guess this one does have obviously much more updated motherboard. I forget what it was now, something doc, can't think of the term. It went into my settings here, which showed me there, but something Mark II, I think it was. At any rate, Angelia, yes, that comes to mind. At any rate, so my previous one was a Hermes. Well, that still worked just fine. I guess this one here has got just simply more abilities and things like that, but most of them are simply unknown and therefore unused by me. For a simple rag, sure, this thing is doing just a heck of a good job and does good enough. So yeah, what can I say? Yeah. Well, I'm still looking here for version 1.2.3. I see a reference here. One guy has got it, but following his information, I don't see how in the world he got it. So it's got to be here someplace, and I'll continue. But in the meantime, if you could easily find your source, please do send me the link. And if nothing else, I have your link then as a backup to my desired link, and we'll get the thing going that way. So, yep. Well, that sounds good. I smell some food. My wife's upstairs cooking about a half a deck up here. I'm on the main floor of the house. So looking out to the south here, looking between my two iMacs, I can see at least 25 miles, and looking across the Minnesota, looking across the Cannon River Valley, I have a nice view. So, anyway, so I can see as well as my eyes can let me see, which is not terribly good as far as a long distance focusing, but you get the picture. But it's a nice day outside, and it's a split level kind of a house, and so half a deck up is the kitchen and living room area, and things like that, and I can easily smell the kitchen smells, and it smells pretty good. So it's another reason for considering just wrapping things up. Well, real good. Glad on you got your continuing success with your Thetis. I'm glad you were able to get that run. I'm still surprised because when I go to the bootloader and I can use the loader app. I can load the firmware for both Protocol 1 and Protocol 2. It reports back as being successful, and I guess to some degree that's reported because if I then put it back into the run mode and try to run Power SDR, the conventional Power SDR version 3.4.9, it doesn't work. Can't find the radio. If I go to Thetis 2.6.7, get the same result. Unfortunately, cannot find the radio. So if I go ahead and reload the Protocol 1 firmware, then Power SDR sees the radio and runs the radio. So yeah, as far as other features and functions, I guess the only two things that are really intriguing to me is to be able to see the full span of frequency. That just would be really new, for nothing else, just to be able to see the minimum usable frequency. But the other thing that's really cool to me is to be able to use the fact that this radio then would have a server built into it for remote operation. That's the implication, or that's my understanding. Other than that, heck, my version 3.4.9 runs just fine. It does everything that I need to do. It's very stable. It works nicely. So, what more do I need? So, at any rate, I'll make just a last call for anybody who would like to join into the software-defined radio group. This is K0JTA, over. Nothing here. I'll say 732 then, Dave, unless you had something further. WB6JFH, this is K0JTA, over.
K0JTA, WB6JFH. The only thing I have is that those colors smell really good. It's just too bad you can't send some of that my way. I haven't had breakfast yet. Well, you're going to have something a lot better than I'm going to have. Of course, I'm on the dialysis diet, so I can't eat everything you can. But anyway, the Open Bromas, when my parents alive, my father he was part of the VFW thing, Foreign Wars, and he would be on, VFW post, your part would do. But when he got home, we would usually have some kind of barbecue going, and potato salad or macaroni salad, all this kind of stuff, hamburgers, barbecue chicken, ribs, or whatever. And once they got home, those aromas would start coming from the barbecue pit. Food. Yeah. That was a fun time. I kind of miss that time. Later today, if not, or tomorrow, I will send you that link. Email it to you. So 73 is Mike. Good talking to you. And like I said, have a good afternoon.
Yep, sounds real good and okay on the aromas. Well, sorry to be taunting you then with my delightful smells that I'm getting from upstairs, but oh well, go ahead and take care of yourself, get what you can into you, and yeah, my appetite and my ability to get food down is greatly improved here in the last 3 or so weeks, 3 or maybe 4 weeks. So yep, I can now get food in, and it does not repulse me, and I can get it down and things like that. So that's a great improvement over the way it has been here for a while. Okay, very good. 7-3 then. See you next week, and thanks very much. And looking forward to the link on that Power SDR, the Pi SDR version 1.2.3. I can see that it's available. I see some links here, some talking about it. Just can't find the darn download thing. So, and that's what I had searched for here was download, and then PIHPSDR version 1.2.3. But for some reason, it's so far my going through the Google results is not giving me directly what I'm looking for. But that's the way it goes. Eventually I'll get there maybe. But if you send me the link, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you very much in advance then. WB6GFH, this is K0JTA 7-3, unless you had something further then. Bye-bye. Yep, see you later on. Boy, that NR2 sure really helps out. I had turned that off, and It was really a tough copy, so I turned NR2 back on. Boy, what a huge difference. 7-3 then, WB6GFH, K0JTA, Claro.
Five and 5, 55 New Hampshire, name is Bob, over. 73, have a great activation and a wonderful Memorial Day.
November 0 at all my uniform. Yeah, I didn't get my report.